Well, good morning, everyone. This is Steve with Taking It Slow. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done an update. The stuff we were doing here was kind of physically demanding, and I'm an old man, not in shape like I used to be. So it's taking a lot out of me, and so pretty much at nighttime, and I just said, okay, let's not. So I'll be doing several videos to get the different sections of what's going on. But as you can see here, you can see the trench. I went out and rented a ditch witch to do this digging. Kind of wish I would have got a kind of a backhoe thing, because we were having a whole lot of problems in areas where because it's sand. It's actually a sandy loam, so you would think it's easy digging, but it actually caves in quite easily. And I'll show you some of the stuff you're having problems with. But it goes up to the shed, and the trench goes. There's my shadow. We go up, we skirt the driveway. That's just right here is the edge of the driveway. It'll be going into the garage, of course. But I've brought over the two pipes. The one you see angling up right now, I've just put it there so I know where it's at. Is the power that's going to be going to the house. So I've got that laid in. I thought, why not? If I'm doing the trench from there, going to supply it, why not put both pipes into there? So down there, then you can see the other pipe below it. So I put in the 200 amp power I'm planning on taking all the way from the shed over. So this is the 2.5 inch. Down there is the PVC. The other one that goes down to the solar panels just has the PV wire. It's 2 inch, and I put it in as 2 inch just so it would be easier to pull any future wires. Should be easy to make that run. To take the wires from over here and getting into the solar panel. The trencher did cause me some issues. You can see a little hiccup. I wasn't drunk, but because I started digging in this direction, and you can only back up so far to get close to the panel, so I had to turn around so I could put the trencher underneath the panels the best I could, and then trench back in the other direction. And now you're trying to make two lines meet. So no, I didn't paint in the ground or do any of that kind of stuff. I paint on it to mark it. I just went and eyeballed it as I was standing on the trencher, the ditch witch, to get it down. You can see the dirt's furrowed on this side. You can see I was backing up here. Over there, the furrow's on the other side, so I was coming this direction, and all the dirt got moved over there. And we came in down here, and the hand dug down below and direct PVC into the combiner box. So that took care of that part of it. Alright, so I'm going to pause it for a moment, so you don't want to necessarily need to see me walking all the way over to the shed. I'll unpause, and then I'll unpause there. And here's where we come into underneath the shed. As you can see, the top one right there, that's the 2.5 inch. That's the 200 amp service. And right behind it, over there, that's the 2 inch one for the PV. They go in. Some of you may look at this as saying it's not deep enough, or you need why'd you go so deep? On that answer, all I can say is read the IRC, the IBCI also, because it's two different manuals for them, for electrical and all that. But lastly, also reach out to your building inspector, because they're the final authority on the depth required, what's required, what they accept, what they don't accept. I've always found asking them the question keeps you out of trouble, and we can move forward. And you can the grounding rod going up into my disconnect box. Let's see if I can get that open easy enough. So right now I don't have the panel on it because I have called for the inspector to come out and take a look. So you got the 200 amp coming in from my main power pole over there. It comes in, comes up. We've looped it, come in. Here I've got a 100 amp circuit breaker that goes into the EG4 12,000 XP. It can handle a 100 amp pass through, so I've got a 100 amp fuse here. If I put other inverters in there, then I've got the other spaces here I can tap in and we can run the power in over for that part of it. So we're sitting there with that. Again, we're just waiting for the building inspector to come in. This is the service line right there coming in from the pole. And if you look down there, you'll see a smaller one. That is the 50 amp that goes over, and it'll be what the RV plugs into. It's right there, the 50 amp, when I'm parked into here. I made ourselves a temporary bridge, but it also, our sewer line was in that same area, so I notched it out so I could get things through, pulled it out of the way, put the PVC pipe down below it. So the 200 amp, you can see continued that way, goes into the breaker panel. The 2-inch one, or the 50 amp wire for the 50 amp, it's underneath, goes under, and then you can see it come up over there and goes into the plug there. My cord from my RV was long enough, so you can see it strung across and plugged in. I do have an extension I could have used, but I didn't need it. But anyway, I PV all the way up. I did not have to have PV in here, PVC I should say. This could have been just the cabling buried underground. That's for both of them, but I would rather do it this direction, put the PVC in there, the electrical conduit PVC, and plumb it all in so it's just all tight and sealed. I mean, this would have to be the PVC. This part above ground here would have to be the PVC, but once it goes below ground, it wouldn't have to. As a matter of fact, because like this one here on this side, that one is what goes to the service pole. That PVC only goes down and it's 45 degrees underground and it ends, and then it's just the wire is buried by itself over to the power pole over there. So that's the way that's done. But anyway, yep, so I've tapped that in. I haven't activated the line yet. I'm waiting for the inspector to get done, sign off on it, and then I'll turn that breaker on to give my other power panel here power, and then get that and then have the inverter set up inside so I can set the state of charge and everything else, so that the inverter only turns on when the batteries reach a certain point. I'll put I'm going to bring up other videos what's going on inside the shed with the inverter and the batteries, so we can rock and roll with that. So again, apologize for not putting out more recent, more timely, but like I said, I'm an old man. Body doesn't work like it used to, and it is complaining. There's a lot of digging here, the caving in where these came together. There was just a lot of work. Trench wrench, the ditch witch saved us a lot, but it still had us sweating. So thanks for watching. Have a great one. You got any comments, please drop me a message and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Have a great day.